Hi guys, welcome back to my page and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recreating a really pretty makeup look. I did want to recreate this makeup look like earlier in October, but I think I only did like 5 looks at the beginning of October. And I have about like 9 looks I want to do this month, so this is just the first of the 9 looks. This is the photo inspiration for today's look. I think it actually looks really pretty and like more natural, but she still looks really nice and put together. And I like how wide that she did her nose contour, because I feel like a lot of nose contours is like you want to slim that nose down, but I think like embracing what your actual nose looks like is kind of a vibe, and I want to see what it looks like on me. And I recently had a comment of somebody telling me like, hey, I want you to please try to do more YouTube videos, and I found a way that works where I can film all of the content I want to do with just like one take for a look. So I'm probably going to be pumping out more YouTube videos just because it feels a lot more simpler to do. So if you want to be informed when I post next, please turn on your post notifications and subscribe to my page. It'll just inform you when I upload next. I'll like pop in your little notification box. I also got this really lovely PR package from Ardell with a bunch of their lashes from their Nourish line. I'm really excited to try these out today. I also got glue from them as well as their lash applicator. I love a lash applicator. They're like the angle tweezers, so I'm really excited to use those as well. If you're excited to see this makeup recreation, please keep watching. For my contact lenses, going in with the Olens French Shine in the shade Aqua. These are really nice, pretty blue shade. I think they actually read really like truly blue on me. I feel like they complement my face and this hair color really nicely. And they also match the vibe of the inspo photo. Prep my skin, going first in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Lock It In Setting Spray. As you can see, I use this a ton. It's such a nice setting spray. I feel like it makes my skin really nice. It locks in moisture, and I like to use setting spray a couple times throughout the process to prep and then to set 2 times while the makeup goes on, and this is the first step. And because I like using like similar products in the same line, also going to go in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Set It Up Primer. It's a nice cream primer. I feel like again just goes onto the skin so nicely. It kind of feels like a moisturizer as opposed to like a thicker silicone or gel based primer, and I feel like this for like days that you want your skin to look really lovely and more natural, this is a really great product. Using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in Golden Honey, I like to go in with this to color correct any discoloration or dark spot or any like blemish that I have on my face. I have some acne scars and my bags, as well as a burn scar on my forehead. I like to use as like few layers as I can of each product, so I just love going over all of my blemishes because I feel like I use less foundation that way, and the overall look just looks a little less cakey. For my foundation, going in with the Jungsemul Essential Skin Neuter Cushion, and this is in 34W Hazelnut. This is a little too warm for me, but I genuinely love the formula and the finish of this product. That like the warmthness can clearly be handled with other parts of my makeup set, but this foundation makes my skin look so flawless and so smooth. I love the way that the skin looks when I use this product. I first used this product probably about a month ago, and when I did that makeup tutorial, my skin was like one of my favorite ways my skin has ever looked, and I use this foundation, so this is definitely one of my favorites. To lay down that contour, going in with the Ruby Kisses Cream Contour Palette in CTCO2. I'm going to use that to put product on my temples, on my cheekbones, on my chin, my lower lip, as well as doing my nose contour. First, to blend out around the perimeter of my face and my lower lip, going to go in with this BK Beauty 101 brush. It is a nice dense blending brush. I feel like it buffs out all of the cream contour so nicely into the skin, especially because my goal is to make it look as seamless as possible, like the natural contours of my face. It just makes my skin look more lifted and more defined. For my nose contour, using this flat side of the double-sided brush, I'm going to use that to pat all of the nose contour out, get it really nice and blended into the skin. And I just love the way how quickly this brush blends out product, and I feel like it makes the nose contour look really nice as well. To highlight, going to go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in the shade Medium Olive. I'm going to use this to really lift the face. I love the way that this color kind of like blends with the rest of the products and kind of like gives me more of like my natural skin tone and like highlights and adds a little more brightness to the overall look. Then going in with that same concealer using the shade Pale, I'm going to just put that on the center of my face just to really hone in on that brightness and just make everything look really nice and lifted. Also in the center is my face. First, using the BK Beauty 110 brush, I'm going to use that to buff out all of the concealer down the center of my face. Really buff it out, pat it, like a lot of patting motions, a lot of circular buffing motions. It just gets it really nice and blended. I like making the face look really nice and seamless and blended out, and using nice dense brushes like these make it very easy to blend everything out. For under my eyes, using the BK Beauty A506 brush. I love using this to blend out under my eye. It's a more detailed brush, so I feel like it's able to get into the crevices and creases in my eye a little more without irritating my eye, because I have like watery eyes. So I'm gonna make sure I can get as close as possible without irritating anything and ruining my makeup. For my cream blush, going in with the NYX Sweet Cheeks in the shade Bombshell. I love this shade. I feel like it feels more like a natural blush for my skin color. For this look, it's going to go on my cheeks as well as on the tip of my nose. Just gonna make those areas look really nice and rosy and like a really nice fresh flushed look. Using BK Beauty 101 brush to blend all of that cream blush out. It again is a nice dense brush, so we just buff it into the skin and just makes it look nice and blended. And I really love the way that this blush color looks. I feel like it looks really flattering on me. Also by Ruby Kisses to powder contour, going in with their powder contour palette in CTP01. Using this Morphe M527 brush, I like to go in with the darker shade and brush that over everywhere I put that cream contour to set it. And it does leave a really nice matte finish. Again, just makes my contours look a little more deeper and defined. Then using the fluffy side of that double-sided brush I used earlier, I'm going to use that to buff out all of my nose contour over top of where I put that cream contour. And again, I love using a dense brush. It makes the product go on so nicely. It makes really light work of any task you give it. I want to go in with another layer of setting spray. I was going to do it after I did the cream brush, but I think I forgot. So I'm going to go in and add a really nice quick layer of setting spray to set all of my cream products. To set the face, going in with the YSL All Hours Hyper Finish Compact Powder in the shade Translucent. Using this Momo's Workshop Powder Puff, I'm going to take that all over my face and get my face really nice and mattified, and has a really lovely finish and kind of blurs all of the makeup in together. For my powder blush, going in with the Kaleidos Mono Blush in the shade Sanguine. Using the Morphe M581 brush, I'm going to slightly pat that lightly over everywhere I put that cream blush on my cheeks and on my nose, just to make that area look a little more flush, and I feel like it has a really cute effect. For my highlighter, using the FlowerKnows Little Angel Collection Embossed Highlighter in Paradise Lost. Using the Morphe M451 brush, I'm going to take that on all of the high points of my face just to make those areas look really nice and lifted. I love doing like a nice lifted look, especially because most of the girls whose looks I'm recreating have really petite faces. And if you use highlighter to make your skin look really nice and lifted, it kind of emulates a similar effect. Then going in with one last layer of this setting spray to go and set all of the powders. This is going to make the skin look really nice. It kind of like helps the powders and the rest of the makeup like mesh really well together and just set me up for the rest of the look. For my brows, going in with the NYX Cosmetics Blend Shade in the shade Espresso. Her brows aren't super defined, they're just slightly defined. So I'm just going to slightly extend out my tails as well as just give a little bit of movement near the front, because my brows stop pretty short than like an average, like what a brow is supposed to. So I'm just going to slightly extend both the front of my brow and the tip of my brow and just lightly fill it in the center. Going in with this ColourPop Precious Metals palette, taking the shade Investing Me, and I'm going to do a nice wash of that all over my lid. Taking the shade You're Solid, I'm going to use that to completely cover my lower lash line and make that area look really nice and dark, as that's going to be the base and kind of like the edge of my Yesstyle. Then taking the shade 100%, I'm going to use that to highlight my lower lash line and make that Yesstyle really pop. The inspo photo has a really nice thicker one, so that is my goal, is try to make it look as nice and bright as I can, as well as slightly highlighting around my eye. Fill the Chemistry slightly to highlight my eye a little more, as well as to add some definition to my inner corners. Taking the shade Polish on my inner corners as well as slightly on my lower lash line, I'm just going to use that to highlight and add a little shine to the face. For my eyeliner, going in with the Milani Stay Put Tank Liner in the shade Black, I'm going to use this to do a slight wing on my upper lash line and really make sure it's sharp along the edge, and then her inner corners are a little sharp, so I'm going to add a little bit of definition there as well. Then for my bottom lashes and lower lash line, going in with the FlowerKnows Butterfly Cloud Color Collection eyeliner in brown. And I'm going to use this to slightly extend out my lower lash line and also draw in some fake lashes on there just to add some emphasis, and it makes my eye appear more open. For my waterline, going to use the Alicia Pretty Easy Glitter Stick in the shade Sheer Skin. I'm going to put this on my waterline just right above where I drew in my new lower lash line. It's going gonna make my eye appear more open, and the inspo photo has really pretty big eyes. So again, I'm just trying to emulate a similar vibe. Using my Shiseido lash curler, I'm going to curl them as much as I can. You clamp at the base and then you like work your way up, moving your hand with the eyelash curler as you go, and then it just makes your eyes look so open and just like thoroughly preps them for mascara. Then for my mascara, going in with the Milani Highly Rated Anti-Gravity Mascara in the shade Black. I'm going to use this to coat my upper lashes and make sure my eyes look more open, and this also preps it for the false lashes, and I feel like it just gives the lashes a really nice base to go over top of. Also from Milani, that same type of mascara, just in the shade Brown, to coat my lower lashes. I'm going to try to stay under that line where I made my new lower lash line and just kind of rake the mascara across that line, and this again just helps to make my eye look more open. For my lashes, going in with the Ardell Professional Nourish Band infused with peptides, niacinamide, and biotin. I heard these are really good because of the band's infusion. It's supposed to give your natural lash an extra little boost when you wear them and shouldn't be as like stripping to your natural lash, and I like applying these as close to my natural lash line as possible, and it just makes my eye appear more open. They also sent me a couple of their lashes, so I'm definitely going to be loving trying these out. I love a PR package. For my lips, going in with the LA Colors Gel Lip Liner in the shade Fetching. I'm going to make sure I nicely fill in my upper and my lower lips. I want to make them look really nice and full, and she kind of has like a little pouty vibe going on, so I want to make them look pouty as well. I tuned Dear Darling Water Tint in the shade Cherry Aid to stain the center of my lips. I love this color, and I feel like the taste is a little nice. I don't think you're supposed to eat it, but it definitely does get on your tongue a little bit, and I love using this just to stain the center of my lips. I feel like they give it a really nice pink shade, like you literally just ate a cherry. Then for my gloss, I have been using this forever. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. I'm going to use these to coat my lips a little thicker because I want them to look really nice and glossy like the inspo photo, and then that'll just kind of finish off the makeup. So this is going to be the makeup look completed. I think I did a pretty good job. Like it kind of matches the vibe of the inspo photo. I especially really like the eyes. So typically then I'm gonna change and like get myself all cute, and I'll be right back. So this is the look completed. I think it turned out really well. I'm like genuinely kind of happy. Like for my first video of this month, I think this makeup look is gonna set out the month really right. I kind of already have all of the looks that I want to do this month, but for December I am going to be doing some like holiday makeup. So if there's any themed holiday makeup that you want me to do, please go ahead and DM me over on Instagram so I can try to add that to my list. And let me know what you think of this makeup look, and go ahead and leave a comment down below. I was like a little hesitant to wear the like lighter brown wig because I always think that like dark brown or like black looks good, but I feel like I'm like genuinely vibing with this hair color too. If you want, I'll try to link the wig that I'm wearing down below as well. I feel like I got it on like Amazon or something. Again, I hope you really enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and that if you try it out yourself, please send me a photo of your finished look. All the products that I use are also linked down below, so if there's anything that I use that you want to get your hands on, go ahead and go down there and follow the links. And all of my social media is down there as well, so please go and follow me on other platforms. So I can't think of anything else I want to say. Leave a comment if there's something you want me to talk about, but I'm gonna insert a clip of me looking really cute.